Why, hello there everyone. It's been a while since I've made a video, but that's just because I've been a little bit ill, and not like physically ill, but like, I don't know, I've just been going through a heartbreaking situation, but that's okay because we're gonna get through it. If you've been going through a breakup, do not worry, you are not alone. I swear, everyone in 2024 has broken up. Like, I don't know what is in the air this year. I feel like the universe just wants the girls to be single. I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm normally not really like down bad about people. Like, I'm kind of just like, oh, if I'm hurt by you, I'm like, damn, but I also trust the universe and I trust God that it's gonna provide me with something even better, and that every time somebody knocks me down, I'm just gonna go 1,000 steps higher. But for some reason, I've been like, I'm not even gonna lie, I've been like down bad about somebody. So we need to get out of that mindset, and I figured I would vlog this experience because I want it to be a very like close-knit relationship between me and whoever's watching, about what this process has been of dealing with a breakup, a very sudden breakup as well, like not like a mutual like agreement, like kind of just like somebody dipped out, and by somebody I mean the other person, kind of just having to like find closure and get through a situation that you have no answers to, and deal with, you know, betrayal and somebody just randomly freaking leaving. But you know what, peace out, don't let the door hit you on the way out. As much as I wanted to film in the middle of my mess, I was a mess. I probably would get hospitalized. Actually, no, not that bad, but yeah, I was a mess. So I didn't really want to like give you guys a whole video of just like me scream crying for 5 days. I wanted to be able to kind of like step back and like heal a little bit before making this vlog, but I'm still in the midst of it. I just want to say that my best advice for going through a breakup, whether it's a friend breakup or a romantic breakup, or just going through any rock bottom situation in your life, I've realized that the best thing you can do is go inward, because that is the universe and your external world telling you that there's something internally that you need to be looking at. And I also have noticed that in my rock bottom moments and in like very pivotal sudden changes have led me to my biggest breakthroughs, and I've learned the biggest lessons in pain. And I hate learning lessons only in pain, because I feel like you should learn lessons also in like pleasure and peace, and you know, just from meeting people and traveling the world, things that are going to bring you joy. But I definitely have learned my most meaningful and hard lessons through pain, as I'm sure a lot of you have. A lot of this video is less about somebody else's behavior and what they did, and I can explain the let them theory again. I know I explained it, I think, in my last video. That's really what's been bringing me through this whole thing, is not focusing so much on why the relationship ended, this person, what they're doing, what they're thinking, what they're doing from this point on, and what happened with me throughout the relationship, after the relationship, what I want for myself. I think the best advice I can give you is right now is a perfect opportunity for anyone going through a breakup to turn inward. Before we do all of that, I need to go to Trader Joe's because I have literally no food in my house. And yeah, that's definitely from just not eating, from being upset. But now that my appetite is coming back, I need to whip up some good shit. We're gonna go to Trader Joe's and get a bunch of groceries, and then we can work on our mental health. Does anybody else eat the snacks that they buy from Trader Joe's like in the car? Because I swear, the minute I get in the car, I be eating all the snacks I just got. Oh my god, I almost just hit somebody. Whatever. Oh, almost just hit another person. My bad. You know those days where you're driving and you're just like, everyone is pissing me off? I'm having one of those days where everyone is just making me mad. Everyone in the grocery store was making me mad, except for the checkout lady. She was great. I loved her. We like had a whole discussion about life. Everybody else can literally take a long walk off a short bridge today. We are gonna do a Trader Joe's haul. So starting with number 1, I always get so many flowers. I have like 1, 2, 3 vases, so I wanted to fill them all. And yeah, they always just have like the cutest little arrangements. They didn't have any roses. I normally get roses, but whatever, these are still cute. I always eat so many snacks in the car, like I showed you guys. So I have these pea snacks, which I really like. And then this is my ultimate comfort food. Like, I probably ate these and Gushers and Dr. Pepper for like a week and a half when I was like super depressed. Now I got like normal food so we can stop eating like an 11-year-old boy, but this is my comfort food. If I'm ever sad, upset, or anything, I always get a bag of these. Coconut milk. I've really been liking coconut milk for my coffee. And then peanut butter, pita chips or pita bite crackers, coconut water. I love coconut water. If you are somebody who gets like super dehydrated when you work out, drink coconut water. I promise it'll change your life. Vegetable spring rolls. Love these to snack on. And Harvest chili because it's vegan and it's really good. Stir fry veggies. This is my favorite thing ever. It's so easy to cook too. Then Brussels sprouts. Obviously, I am literally a whore for Brussels sprouts. Vegan meat, which I used to not really like, but I don't know, I'm kind of back in my vegan meat era. I don't know. These are my favorite though. They're the sausages. They're so good. Lots of protein. Love those. And then these I've actually never tried. It's the breakfast patties. I used to get the jackfruit ones. I forget. It's like Jack in a Box, and those are amazing. But yeah, I guess we'll try these, and if they suck, I'll just throw them out. I really like to make bowls. I'm a big like bowl girl. So rice, veggies, protein, that whole thing. And sometimes I make a Mexican bowl, and these are the peppers that I use. You can also use fresh peppers, but I'm lazy. Then carrots, because I love carrots and hummus. Turkey bacon and salmon. I'm not like the biggest fan of their salmon, but it is wild. And my friend told me that wild caught salmon is a lot better for you than farm raised salmon. So I do get it, but I'm gonna be honest, it's not my fave. I haven't eaten this in so long, but I went to the grocery store starving, so that's why they probably tell you don't do that. Cookie butter. I'm obsessed. I love cookie butter. Okay. And then this is the pasta that I eat because I'm not a Banza girl anymore. I used to love Banza, and for some reason it's just like, it doesn't cook properly and it like gets like milky. I don't know, it's disgusting. But yeah, red lentil pasta. You can also get it from like Sprouts or somewhere else, but I don't know. I'm a Trader Joe's girl. Rub to hopefully make my salmon taste better because honestly, it's just like a little too fishy for me. I don't know. I'm like, maybe that's how it's supposed to be. And the farm raised is just like not good, and that's why it doesn't really taste like fish. I don't know. It's kind of weird, but my friend taught me this when I was drunk in high school. Potato chips and ketchup. It tastes like fries and ketchup. But so does plantain chips and ketchup. So if you like fries and ketchup, but you don't want to eat fries, try it. I'm telling you, it's really good. It sounds weird, but it's good. Kombucha is really good. Pink Lady Apple. My hummus. I don't even know where to put it. My tomato vegan creamy dill dressing. Super yummy. These are my favorite snacks ever. It is almonds, chocolate, and cashews. They're so easy if you're ever just running out of the house and you need to grab something. They come in little portion-sized packets, so you're not just like eating a whole thing of trail mix. Bananas, black beans for a Mexican bowl, and I ended up getting some protein bars because I've just been grabbing like the wrong foods recently, or just like Uber Eating something that I shouldn't. That's everything I have from Trader Joe's, and I guess this will be like my first step is if you haven't eaten anything post breakup, now is your chance to go to the grocery store, get some of your favorite foods, make some of your favorite meals. Even if you only eat like a few bites of it, it's honestly better than not eating anything at all, or just going for really, really bad foods. See, I'm not someone who purposely goes to bad food and eats a lot of it. I'll eat a packet of Gushers and that'll be like it for the day, and I'm like, how am I alive? Immediately after the breakup, I made this bag of Takis last for 3 or 4 days, and that's all I ate. Plus like a Dr. Pepper. I was like, how am I living? It's definitely just like adrenaline and anxiety. Definitely you need to eat something. I'm also a big protein shake girl, especially if you're just like not feeling your best, or you're kind of depressed, or you're anxious and you just don't have an appetite like how I get. Protein shakes are going to be your best friend. No, sometimes when we're not feeling our best, we can kind of let go of the ropes a little bit when it comes to our health, but I think the best way to get back on track is to finally take control of your body once again, especially when you deal with situations that make you feel so out of control. I think the food you put in and being active are like very good ways to like ease yourself into that. I know it kind of sounds cliche and everyone's like, just go to the gym. But even if you're not really eating that much, I honestly suggest you don't really go to the gym, or go for like a walk, but don't do a crazy workout. I was only eating Takis for 4 days. I was like, if I work out, I'm literally going to pass away. Like, that's gonna be the end of me. Getting this stuff right at first is definitely a good starting point to kind of get your energy back, get everything in motion again, and then you'll be able to think clearly, work out, focus on your work, sleep better, and yeah, Food is so healing. I love how there's like a little events portion of this, because it's like that makes it so easy if there's like a public event, which there will be, to just like have everybody like
everybody ready.
Yeah, like it's already, invites are already out. It's not like a whole separate email and like a whole separate thing.
I was even thinking that we could have perks like if you have this badge and you have like it shown on your profile.
Good morning, everyone. So today I woke up at like 7:30 and I had therapy at 8. It's currently 9 a.m. I'm doing my favorite face mask. I am making turkey bacon and gonna go to the gym because, you know what, this is just how we're starting our mornings. I would say that my next tip would be to get in a morning and a night routine. Last night I was working late and doing a meeting with my friend, but I normally will just read at night. I do my skincare routine. I kind of just relax. I really do like to read because it kind of just calms my brain down. And I'm reading the ACOTAR series right now, so definitely getting into a morning and a night routine has just honestly helped me like regulate my nervous system and regulate my anxiety, because I feel like no matter what happens throughout the day, I really tend to like pace around and kind of just like my time management skills are not optimal. But I think that having a morning and a night routine has really just like saved my life, because I'm like, you know what, even if I'm upset or sad, I do my morning and my night routine and I still ended up doing something throughout the day. This is the face mask that I'm using right now. It literally, let me see if this will load. Oh, I like just put it on, but I'll show you guys once it gets like fully dry. You can see like all your pores, and I don't know, anytime my skin starts like breaking out, I've been breaking out on my cheeks a lot, which I've literally never had happen before. I just use this and it's like everything just disappears. Do you want to know something really gross? I used to cook my bacon in the microwave. I don't know how I used to do it, but yeah, I used to do that. My mom still does that. It's because I'm on my gym girl fitness grind, I'm going to be using this pre-workout, which honestly I normally hate pre-workouts because they make me feel like I'm on meth, but this is honestly really good. It's called like Cardio Igniter, and it has like certain things in it. I forget, my friend Lindsay told me what it had in it that makes you burn fat, but this stuff is really good. It doesn't make me feel like I'm gonna have a heart attack, and I actually sweat a lot when I drink this, and yeah, it's just good and it actually tastes good. So highly recommend anybody get this. Oh, shut up. Can't do anything in this house. I love therapy. So honestly, that might be my next tip, is to go to therapy. Like, I used to be really against therapy, but it's honestly like dating, like speed dating, because once you find somebody that's actually good, they literally go through everything with you. Like, my therapist is just elite. And we went through today why it is that I can't accept people for who they are and why I just project who I want them to be, and I attach to an image of them that is not real. Very, very useful for this video. You're supposed to drink this 30 minutes before you go for a workout.
Thought that I'd be healing now. I didn't think I'd have to feel this now. I thought I would've moved on, but somehow the feeling's still strong. Like I'll be on my way out, thinking that I'm good, right? Suddenly you pass by, now you're stuck on my mind, thinking I was done now. But I guess I'll never be tired of you.
Okie dokie. Focus. I really need to learn how to use my new camera, but we're just gonna do this for now. So I kind of wanted to talk about some things that have really been helping me heal from this breakup and from previous breakups, and kind of just like moving through the pain. I just want to say that if you are in pain right now, you are doing something right. I think when people either immediately jump into a new relationship or are kind of just distracting themselves with partying, other people, alcohol, even work can potentially be just a coping mechanism. I think that's what makes it linger the most, and that's what almost prolongs your healing and prolongs the pain, because whatever you resist persists. Thing is that time does move on with or without you, so there's only so much dwelling and lingering you can do in the past, and I think there is a fine line between dwelling on what happened and actually healing and moving forward. My first tip would make sure you don't stray away from your goals and use this time to really focus on yourself and see what it is that you want. So as you can see, last night I was in a meeting with my friend, and this has honestly been so healing for me to work on new projects, to throw myself into new opportunities. This is the perfect time to try new things, whether it's just a hobby or a new business endeavor. Like, now you have the time and energy to fully commit to yourself and what it is that you want to create and what it is that you want to do for your life. If you are in your early 20s like I am, you have your entire life to be married and have a family and do that whole thing, but you don't actually have your entire life to build yourself and focus on yourself. And you don't want to be 70, 80 years old being like, damn, I was so hyper focused on just finding my match, finding a partner, getting family, which are all great things to strive for, by the way. Those are things that I do want as well, but I think when you make that just your whole focus of finding that person, you end up missing the magic within yourself and missing what it is that your purpose is and why you were created to be on earth right now. This person wouldn't have broken up had your relationship not been faulty. Whether it has to do with you, whether it has to do with them, that is none of my business, but I will say that the best thing you can do right now is just focus on what it is that you can do and you can control, whether that is seeing how you showed up in the relationship, seeing what you can do better, see where you didn't value yourself, where you didn't stand on boundaries. I think when we try to hyper focus on somebody else's actions and what they did to us and what happened with them and how they're thinking and feeling, those are all things that are out of our control. And like this little graph that's literally on my vision board, I'll put it right here, you just don't want to focus on the things that are out of your control because they're never going to get better. The more you focus on them, the more you're going to spiral, and at the end of the day, there's no solution to that problem. Another little tip I have, and I know this is hard for some of you girls, but you really have to take the mindset of out of sight, out of mind. Stop stalking your ex on social media. Stop doing drive-bys. I'm not even gonna, I have done them before. Stop asking people what they're up to, who they're with, who they're seeing. I literally pretend like this person died. And when I'm grieving them like as if I attended their funeral. I saw them in a casket. I know it sounds really morbid, but you really like have to think like, oh, this person died. They're never coming back. And even if they end up coming back in the future, that part of you in the relationship died with them. And you should grow from this experience and you should change, and hopefully that person had a revelation. You have to stop looking at everything that they're doing, hyper focusing on who they're with, who they're entertaining, who they're talking to. I will not look at any of it. Anything that causes me pain, and this honestly also goes for those tarot readings on TikTok, and I'm saying this because a lot of them pop up for me. First dealing with a breakup, I was like, oh my god, like the tarot readings are gonna tell me, but now I'm just like, I don't want to hear about it. I don't care whether this person's feeling that way or not, and they're trying to telepathically communicate with a tarot reader. I do not care. I don't want to hear about you. I don't want to see you. I don't want to hear you. I don't want to see your name pop up on my phone. Like, you are dead to me. I don't care who you're entertaining. I don't care if you're with a woman, a man, a goat, a chicken, a cat. I don't care. I don't care if you move to freaking Bali tomorrow. I don't care if you literally decided to work in a factory in Hong Kong. Like, I don't care what you do with yourself. I don't care if you want to dance on top of the Empire State Building with your shirt off, or you want to freaking nosedive off of a cliff. Like, I don't care. I don't care what you do with yourself. It has nothing to do with me. So I'm not going to look at what you're doing. I'm not going to stalk your social media. I used to have a fake account, and I would use it all the time when I was with somebody, and I'm like, I don't want to be in a relationship where I have to be stalking you, because he literally had his friends like all block me from their stories because he was like, he lived a double life. He was Hannah Montana. I'm like, I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody like that. And that kind of brings me to my next tip is, instead of focusing on the past and the past relationship, because at the end of the day, that relationship's in the past. And if you want to read a book about the present moment that really helped me move forward, it's called The Power of Now. I had a breakup, what, like a month ago? Almost a month ago, yeah. Okay, so why am I gonna sit here ruminating on that when it happened so long ago? And even after the breakup happened, an hour later, like, it already happened. Why am I gonna sit here and be like, oh my god, like, it happened. My fear happen. What you want to focus on is what you do want. Don't even focus on the person and anything with the person. Focus on the qualities. They might possess some of those qualities, they might not. Focus on the qualities that you do want. Focus on what it is that you want in a relationship, what you want to feel in a relationship. I realized that my biggest thing and why I had so many issues in my last relationship was I did not feel emotionally safe with this person. And so I know that no matter what, I need to be with somebody who I feel emotionally safe with and who gives me emotional safety and who I can rely on and who is ultimately my best friend, because anyone who's my best friend is like the most reliable, trustworthy, like ride or die person in my life, because I'm that type of person as well. So there is no reason for me to be entertaining somebody who doesn't possess those qualities that I have in all my other friendships. You want to know how you could rewire your brain to be more happy? Literally just think about what is going right and what is going good, and I promise you, you'll start attracting more people and opportunities and overall just feelings of feeling good. We're focusing so much on what's going wrong and everything that fell apart and what the past was and what happened and how we acted and how this person acted and everything. We're just focusing on a bunch of stuff that ultimately we still can't control. It already happened. So if you focus now only on the things that are going right and the things that are going good, you'll notice almost like an upward spiral effect of more things that are going good and more things that are going right. Another little tip I have for you is you only have to get through the day. You don't have to plan your whole life right now. I know when I was first dealing with a breakup, I was like, oh my God, what am I gonna do a month from now? How am I gonna last the year living here? Oh my God, what am I gonna do now? I don't have to figure it out all right now. And that goes for anything in your life, not just with breakups, but you don't have to figure it out. Literally just live day to day, follow what brings you joy, follow what lights you up, and you'll ultimately be led down the right path. I know it sounds a lot easier said than done, and it's taken me a lot of introspection and really sitting here with my own brain and seeing where it is that I was going into these negative thought patterns and giving myself so much anxiety. People can give us anxiety, but I really don't think people give us as much anxiety as we give ourselves. And I think when you have a lot of anxiety, you really just have to turn inward and see like what it is that you're actually anxious about. Like, are you anxious about being abandoned? Are you anxious about not being able to control people? Are you anxious about things not working out? Are you anxious about things actually working out? Why are you sending yourself into these mental spirals? There has to be a reason, and it's trying to show you something. And I think once you can see that your feelings and emotions are trying to show you something about yourself instead of seeing them as inconvenient or frustrating or oversensitive, really be guided towards where you need the most healing. And once you heal inward, you'll see your outer reality change. That goes with anything from business, money, relationships, anything. Something that's really helped me, and I mentioned this in my other vlog, is journaling. Here I have my journal. I love this one. It's from Amazon. It's like absolutely huge, and I do write 3 pages in the morning for morning pages from The Artist's Way, but also a lot throughout this experience I was like, I just have to write down like how I'm feeling and what I'm thinking inside my brain and getting all of these anxious thoughts out. And that's kind of how you have to think of journaling, is just getting everything out of you. Obviously, if you're having these thoughts, you can either let them sit there and cause you to feel all these emotions and then cause you to manifest things you don't actually want. And if you don't get them out, those things will actually end up happening, or you'll end up just making yourself crazy for absolutely no reason. So think of journaling as pulling the overthinking, pulling the thoughts out of your head and onto paper, and you'd be surprised how we naturally, even when we're really angry and we're writing something like, oh my God, I hate this person, how naturally when we look at the situation over time when writing it out, we eventually hit a point of love and understanding, and you'd be surprised what your brain will actually uncover about you without you even trying, to sit here and figure out, well, this came from my dad and this came from my mom and this is my childhood trauma with this and that's why I act like this. You'll see that you naturally will have an understanding of yourself when you just quiet down, listen, and write it out. Journaling has saved my life. Reading has also saved my life. If you need good books, I just made a self-help book recommendation video, and also just reading like fantasy and stories, and maybe not romance right now. Get lost in somebody else's story. I know I was overwhelmed when I was younger and lost all my friends when I was in middle school because we were just a bunch of mean girls, but I would just get lost in these books because I was like, I'm not having a good time in school. And now when things are really, really stressful for me, I just get lost in a book, and I am reading the ACOTAR series right now, and this has honestly saved me. Sometimes these types of books save me more than self-help, because self-help, you're still sitting there thinking there's a problem that I need to solve, but this is like, I'm just gonna get lost in somebody else's story for a second. I'm just gonna disassociate, I'm gonna escape, I'm gonna live in a different world, and like, I'm happy here, okay? I'm really, really happy here. So if I'm not happy here, then I can be happy here. And that's really what's been helping me a lot, is just getting lost in stories, lost in books. This series is absolutely amazing. I'm sure you've seen it. If you haven't, I highly recommend it. A Court of Thorn and Roses is over there, and then I read A Court of Mist and Fury, and oh my god, A Court of Mist and Fury was so good that I'm like stalling reading this. It's taking me a while to actually finish it, because I'm like, that book was just so good. That's the problem when books are that good. I feel like I can't get another book that good. But then this one girl on TikTok was like, this one's even better, and I was like, oh my god, okay. This is actually gonna be my last tip for now, is cry it out. When I first dealt with my breakup, I cried for, I'm not even kidding, 24 hours straight, no sleep. Bus, club, another club. No, I'm kidding. I literally sat here and cried for 24 hours. I was on the phone with my mom for so many of those hours. Then I was on the phone with my grandma, because I was like, I need help right now. And yeah, you just have to cry it out. And at first I would be like, why am I even crying? This person sucked, and just be like fighting myself with it. And then even randomly, probably like 2 weeks later, I would just cry, and even my friends were like, you were doing so good. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really know what's going on right now. But I think it's really important to cry, even if it's been a year, 2 years, 5 years. I still will think about things from the past, and I'm like, that hurt me. I don't think that means that you're not over it or you're not healing. I actually think that it means that you are healing, and you're coming to understand how much pain a situation caused you. And I really do believe that you grieve as hard as you love. And that's what kind of sucks, is sometimes we do fall in love with the wrong people, and we have to grieve them, and we have to grieve the loss of who we wanted them to be, and who we thought they could be, and who we saw in them, and the future, and all of these different things. But I think the most important thing is to let yourself cry, no matter what. Just let it out, because crying is an energetic release, and obviously if you're crying, there's something that's bottled up that wants to leave your body. Sometimes my crying fits are like scream crying in pain. You would literally think somebody's chopping me up in a million pieces and I'm wide awake. What I like to do, and what helped me, is when I would get into these episodes of not being able to stop crying, is number one, I would pray. And I don't know what you guys believe in. I was born Catholic, or grew up in the Catholic Church, but then I had a lot of Catholic trauma growing up, so I kind of steered away. And now, you know, I still believe in God, and I still follow certain things, but like I am very spiritual, so that's not really allowed there. But I think whatever it is, whatever you believe in, whether you believe in God, Allah, Buddha, the universe, whatever it is, just pray. I would literally pray for my mental health. I'd pray for the pain of the situation to go away. I literally went to church one night and was looking for a priest, but they were actually singing this song of like, what was it? It was like, I'll put the video here because I don't know. But they were basically singing this broken heart song, and it really was so healing to me. And I would just pray that, you know, I would be okay and that I would get through this. And I really do think that has helped me a lot in those crying fits. But what's also helped me is turning on a funny movie, because you can't really cry and laugh at the same time. You almost have to stop one and start the other, and you could laugh and then start crying and then like laugh again. But laughing releases dopamine and all these happy chemicals in your brain. So if you learn to laugh about things and you watch a funny movie, it will really, really heal you and automatically put you into a higher vibration and bring more joy into your life. And if you're anything like me, I use laughing and jokes and being funny as a coping mechanism. But honestly, it really does help, because at the end of the day, nothing is ever that serious, because life does move on, and every situation that happens is here to benefit you and teach you something. And if you look at life like that and look at relationships like that, you'll see that what you thought was going to break you didn't actually break you. You are still here, you are still breathing, and that means that you still have a purpose to fulfill here. Laugh it off sometimes, because you cannot stop your life sitting in the sorrows of what was and what never will be, because you will literally just be depressed, and you don't deserve to be depressed. You have a beautiful life ahead of you, and I think it's very viable reason that if you are still here, there is a reason why you are still here, and that means that you are meant to explore life, and you don't have to think about, oh my god, I'm gonna be with the best person now. Sometimes that helps people. That honestly didn't help me. I was like, nobody speak to me, nobody talk to me. Anyone that hits me up, it's an immediate no. Whatever you have to do when it comes to your view on relationships, but I can say is don't let this make your heart cold. And I know it's really hard when we get hurt really badly by people to kind of turn everything off and turn our emotions off, but I promise you, if you do that, it's going to be a lot worse for you in the long run. You're going to end up attracting people that are either A, not healed like you, or genuine people, and you'll end up just bleeding all over them and ruining every relationship that comes into your life until you learn to open your heart again. This one book I'll link down below as well, called All the Love You Carry. It is one of the most beautiful books I've ever read, and it really did help heal me, especially over the summertime when I was dealing with issues with this idiot. But I just think that it's important to understand that just because somebody wasn't able to reach the emotional capacity and was incapable of giving you what you need, that does not mean that there are people out there who are not going to do that for you. And I think ultimately your soulmate is yourself and your purpose, and you will never be fulfilled by somebody else like you will be fulfilled when you actually follow what your heart's desires are. And you're always going to be with yourself. And I know that's really hard for some people to hear, and I know it was really hard for me to hear that, and I would use people as a coping mechanism to not deal with myself and what it is that I should be doing and certain emotions within me. I'm telling you, the longer you keep running and the faster you keep running, eventually all of that ends up catching up to you. Don't let whatever you're experiencing right now ruin any potential for any future relationships, any future opportunities. Don't let it turn your view on the world cold, because I've met people like that and I've been with people like that, and I'm like, ugh, that sucks. You don't want to be a miserable old lady or a miserable old man at 22 years old and just be pessimistic about everything and everybody, because you're going to end up missing out on a lot of magic. You're going to end up missing out on a lot of love. And for those of you that love really hard, keep loving really hard. Just learn discernment about who you should be giving that love to, and I promise you, you won't be hurt like this ever again. So I wanted to do a little girl talk before I go to sleep and read my book and tell you guys how I accidentally manifested my ex back, because it's actually one of the funniest stories ever. So I was with somebody for literally so many years, back and forth. It was an absolute disaster, but like he was my bestie at the time, so like I was like, whatever, it's fine. But long story short, so we like broke up or broke things off like 4 years ago. This has been done for a while, but he likes to reappear every like 5 to 6 months and comes up with a new excuse of why he needs to be in my life, and then I'm just like, access denied. I can't even see. Okay. I like couldn't really see what was happening. Okay. Sorry, I wanted my glasses on because I don't know why I always think a ghost is haunting me, so I'm like looking right here, I'm like, who's there? I was doing a cord cutting ritual, which I really do recommend if you're going through a breakup to do a cord cutting ritual. But I will say that it might manifest certain people back on accident. And the lady that posted a TikTok about this, she did say something about them coming back. Now, before everyone's like, oh my god, I'm going to use this to manifest my ex back. No, you actually do have to be done with the energy here and done with the situation and just move past it and cut the cord. If you're still attached to them and you're still like, oh my god, I want them to text me back, like the cord's not broken. I actually was doing the cord cutting ritual for somebody else, which I think is the funniest part about all of this. It was not to my ex at all, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna add in my ex just for like a little sprinkle, a little spice, a little something else in the pot. And I'm gonna also add in, I did certain friends that I'm not friends with anymore. I did, you know, the pain of certain situations. I kind of was just like, I need to cut the cords from everything in my life. Do this with things that are currently still in your life. It's just energetically cutting the cord of them, because at the end of the day, you need all of your energy, you need all of your power, and I was just spreading myself way too thin with too many people and too many situations, past and the present. So I'm like doing this cord cutting ritual. I'm crying because, you know, that's just energy being released, and I'm really like, you know, sitting here snipping. Basically, you just listen to a meditation or frequency on YouTube, and you envision a cord between you and the other person, and then you envision yourself cutting the cord. I've had to do this multiple times with people. It depends how deep your relationship was. I have done this like 8 times with this person. Maybe that's why he keeps coming back. My ex literally came back the next night. I'm not even joking you. He texted me and was like, hey, I was having a dream about you and I felt the urge to text you. I will literally put proof right here so you guys know that I'm not lying right now. Essentially manifested my ex back. Yes, he's still crazy. Yes, he's still delusional, and he did not take me wanting to focus on myself as an excuse for why I shouldn't be with him again. So he ended up getting blocked for that and for some other reasons of things that he said. And I was like, I can't be bothered with this energy right now. I wanted to tell you guys that because I'm like, are you kidding me right now? I swear there are certain people who will literally just be creeping to make sure you're single, make sure you're available, and will purposely come into your life at random moments to make sure they still have access to you. And that's why I never really used to be somebody who blocks people, but I'm like, honestly, maybe I should now. Maybe I really should. If I don't want to speak to somebody, I just block them. I'm honestly thinking of changing my number though. I've had the same number for so many years, and I don't want people to have access to me like that anymore. People are literally so crazy nowadays. But yeah, if you're my ex, you are freaking blocked, okay? Do not contact me. I'm so sick of you. I don't know, you guys. People are just not okay. But what I have to say is stop giving your time and attention to people who do not appreciate it. If you are going through a breakup and you're anything like me, where you just give so much and then you're resentful afterwards, that is your lesson to value yourself more, value your time more, value your energy more, treat your energy like currency. You wouldn't just be giving somebody $100,000 every single day or every time they need something. At least I hope not, unless you got it like that. But if you got it like that, I guarantee you don't do that. So whatever, I don't care. You shouldn't be giving your money out like that, and you shouldn't be giving your energy out like that. Honestly, energy is more expensive than money, or more valuable than money, because that's hard to get back and that's draining and will make you physically ill. So I feel like I'm just purging a lot of energies right now. I feel it in my stomach, I feel it on my face, or I see it on my face. Like, my skin has not been this bad in so long, and I'm like, holy moly. Energy is real. Cut the cords of anything that's not serving you. Stop thinking thoughts that aren't serving you. Even cut the cords on thoughts in your own brain. Like, it doesn't have to necessarily be a person, but it's very important. And I like to call all my energy back at night too, because it just makes me feel refreshed the next day. That's all I have for you guys tonight. I'm going to read my book and dive into the world of Fae and Bat Boys. So I hope you guys have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow. And if anybody wants my ex, please take him off my hands. I do not want him. I need him to move on. I need him to find another girl. I will pay a heavy price for somebody to take my ex-boyfriend. So he's actually like really cool. I'm so sick of him. I'm so done with him. So yeah, please take him. That is the end of this video. I hope you guys got some helpful tips on how to heal from heartbreak. If you want any more videos kind of like this, or me sort of giving you guys tips but also being more interactive and kind of showing you guys a little bit about my life, let me know if you like that style, and I could definitely do more of those. But I would say overall what I'm doing is really just focusing on myself and my goals instead of focusing on giving so much to other people. I am taking back everything I gave to them and giving it to myself now, because you will never regret investing in yourself, and you will never regret making yourself the #1 priority. I really do believe that breakups are a way for us to elevate ourselves, and obviously the universe is separating you and putting you in this little compartment so that you can learn something about yourself that you might have not seen before. So instead of taking this as a place to dwell and to not trust the universe and to get down and out about yourself and make the focus so much on somebody else and what they do after the breakup, turn all that attention back to you. Focus on what it is that you need to learn, raising your standards, focus on the beliefs you have about yourself, on the doubts you have about yourself, and who knows, maybe you'll heal from this and realize that the person that you were with you don't even want to be with anymore. I hope this was helpful, and I am definitely getting back on my video posting schedule. It's just been a little rocky over here, and I didn't want to push myself too much because I think when you still try to push yourself over the edge when you're trying to heal from something, it's just not going to be as good of quality. It's not going to be really heartfelt. It's just going to be kind of there to put out the content, and I didn't want that. I want this channel to be like as authentic and good as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. I swear I hate it.